I ran across a very interesting gun. It's very small. Um, it's not a caliber I really ever see too much of anything about, really. Um, and it's very small. Ready? This is a Beretta 25 caliber. The model number is 950BS. Interesting. This is unloaded. Nothing in it. Nothing. I'm going to go over like the mechanics of it really quick, and then I'll kind of tell you what I think about it. First off, it's double action. It's basically set up like any other double action out there. It's got a manual safety right there, which doesn't really work. Mag release, just right there. Mag pops out. It's a little lever here. Pops the barrel up real quick. Not exactly how sure this is, but my guess is sometime from the 80s. It's still in excellent condition. It doesn't really look like it's been fired too much. Capacity, I'm honestly really not sure. It's a 25, and it's a very small clip. I couldn't tell you how many it holds, though. I mean, my guess would be probably somewhere like 8 or 9, and then, you know, maybe one in the pipe, so 9 or 10. 1911 style trigger, real short trigger pull. Not a bad looking gun, it's just a very small gun. This is definitely a pocket gun if I've ever seen one before. And I mean, when I say that, I'm just more talking about the size of the gun itself and not the caliber, because the caliber is very, very small. And that kind of brings me to my main point, really. This is an excellent sized gun for pocket carry, but the caliber is not desirable for pocket carry or any kind of conceal. Like if you're a female, if you conceal it, you know, in your purse, it's small enough for that. If you're a male, like if you're looking for an ankle holster, or for a gun to ankle holster, excuse me, this would be fine, based on size though, not caliber. The 25 is one of those calibers that I don't think it's really useful in personal defense, really at all. I know a lot of people argue for, you know, shot placement, like, oh, if you hit them in the right spot with the 25, you're going to take them down. Yeah, that's true, but you need to think about what kind of situation you would be in case you ever needed to use the firearm, okay? Let's say you're walking late at night, you know, in the city or whatever, and this guy comes around the corner and he either wants your money or he wants your life, maybe both. You're not going to be able to stop and focus long enough to get a vital shot on him. You know, you can't ask him just to stand still for a second while you sight in your gun. You know, you can't, oh, almost there, no, maybe a little bit higher. Okay, now stand still. You know, that's not going to happen. It's not feasible. That's why for a carry gun, it's not a caliber I would consider. This is my everyday carry. This is my Glock 23 40 caliber. Let me unload it for you there. Alright, it's empty. Now, let me compare sizes for you. Alright, here's my Glock 23 compared to the Beretta 25. Very small gun. Not very useful for self-defense. I said it a few times before, I think the Beretta is very good for concealing, but I don't think that's a gun that you really want to conceal for self-defense. I am confident with my Glock 23, you know, with it being 40 cal, that if God forbid I have to pull the trigger on somebody and, you know, I'm aimed at him, it's going to take him down. It's going to neutralize the threat. I'll be safe, anybody else who is in danger would be safe. You know, my family, any other third parties, anything like that. They're going to be safe with this with me in this 40, or you know, if anybody else happens to be carrying at that point, they'll be safe. I wouldn't feel that with this 25. I mean, the 25 is super concealable. See, it's in my pocket right now. It's right there. And I mean, if you just look at it, if you get a quick glance at it, fix the camera here. If you just get a quick glance of it, you're not going to think it's a gun. I mean, you're probably going to think it's like a cell phone or something like that. Nothing about it really screams gun if you're going for concealment. That being said, I think the 25 is more appropriate for just for shooting at the range. And maybe, you know, maybe anything that the 22 is suitable for, I would imagine a 25 is suitable for. I understand a 25 is, you know, a slightly larger caliber than a 22, but I think the applications for both calibers are about the same. I wouldn't trust a 22 with self-defense. I know there's some people that do. You know, they trust a 22 with self-defense, and as long as they're comfortable with that, that's fine. But personally, that's not something I would trust with my life, just because it's so small. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. If that's how they feel comfortable, that's how they feel comfortable. That's fine, but that's just not something I would consider. And, you know, same goes for 25. I wouldn't consider just carrying a 25. I mean, unless maybe as a backup gun. But even as a backup gun, I would consider that, you know, still too small. If anything, I'd want my backup gun to be a little bit bigger than what I carry already, which is my Glock 23. You know, maybe for a backup gun, if the 40 doesn't take care of it, maybe a 45 will, or maybe even like a 10 mil, you know? So that just about wraps up how I feel about this 25. I've never shot it before, so I think I'm gonna pick up some ammo for it pretty soon and take it to the range, see how she does. It seems like it'd be really fun to shoot, you know, just like a 22 would. It seems like it'd be fun, and you know, you can shoot it forever, I'm sure, without getting sick of it, just like a 22. It should be interesting. I will maybe try and take some range footage if anybody's interested in that. Interested to shoot this little gun.